So the new firmware just came out for the Sony A7IV, and in this video I was going to go through the new features and how to update the firmware yourself on this camera, but as I was updating it, it actually bricked. Hello you beautiful humans, it is Gemlang here and welcome to another video. If you are new here, very warm welcome to you. I do cover lots of content around photography, video and camera gear and would love for you to join the growing YouTube community here on my channel. So do feel free to subscribe so you don't miss out. Now the new firmware for the Sony A7IV did just drop, and as I was updating it, it did fail on me. It did brick my camera, and I tell you what, after a stressful hour, sweating bullets, I got to shoot tomorrow, and I was thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to get this fixed before tomorrow? I was able to fix it. I'm going to explain how I fixed it, so if this does happen to you, you can hopefully fix it for yourself as well. So with firmware 2.0 for the Sony A7IV, it pretty much just comes with one major update, and that is rather than connecting to your phone through Imaging Edge Mobile, it now connects with a new app from Sony called Creators App. The main difference is that now with Creators App, you now get cloud storage, which at the time of this video, you get 25 gig. What you can do is you can upload your photos and video to the cloud and it will sync onto your computer, or you can also collaborate with other creators. It's a pretty cool new feature. We should be seeing this rolling out to more Sony cameras in the future. I've had a bit of a play around with the Creators app and it does seem pretty easy to use. It is very easy to sync your images and video over to the cloud. So set yourself up a profile and make sure you score that 25 gig of storage. It's free. Now, updating the firmware on your camera is pretty easy as long as it all goes straight forward. All you need is an SD card, a fully charged battery as well. I do recommend formatting your SD card in your camera before doing the update and putting it into your computer. Now, all you need to do is go to the Sony website and download the correct firmware. If you haven't updated from previously 1.05, you do need to update to that firmware first before you can update to the latest version. If you have already updated to 1.05 or later, then you can just go straight to the new firmware. If you're not sure what version firmware you're running, just go into the menu, go down to System, Setup, and you'll see Version there, and it will tell you what firmware version you're running on your camera. When you click on download, it will download the body data.dat file, which all you need to do is copy that over onto your SD card. Shouldn't take long to download. If you do have any other versions of the body data.dat file, do make sure that you delete them first because it does need to be labeled very specifically body data.dat in capitals. Now, to update the firmware on the camera, all you need to do now is put the SD card into the camera, turn it on, go down to where we were in System, go to Version, and now you'll see that System Update is now an option to select. All you need to do is select it, accept the terms and conditions with it, and let it do its thing. Now, if it all goes smoothly, it should only take about 4 to 6 minutes to update. You'll see the little red LED flashing. It will start flashing slowly, and then it will start getting faster and faster. And then it will just turn on and it will tell you once it's completed. And for me, this is where it failed. I was sitting there for an hour thinking, what is going on? What happened was that the red LED on there was flashing 5 times slowly and then 6 times fast. That is the indication to say that the firmware did fail. So I turned the camera off and the LED was still flashing even though that the camera was turned off. I took the battery out, grabbed another SD card, which by the way was the same brand as the first one that I used, copied the body data.dat file onto the different SD card, put that into the camera, put the battery back in and turned it on, and it started updating and it was done within about 4 minutes. I was so relieved. So what I think has happened is that the firmware body data.dat file got corrupted while it was doing the update, or maybe the file didn't copy over onto the card correctly from the computer. So copying it onto another SD card and doing it again fixed the problem. Now, hopefully, if this does happen to you, this will fix the problem. If it doesn't, then unfortunately, you will need to contact Sony. I've read one example online where the main board needed to be replaced on the camera, but that's only one example that I've read. So hopefully this will work for you if it does unfortunately fail. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. My name is Jem Lang, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.